historic city of Springfield is part of the Kentucky Lincoln Heritage Trail. It's the ancestral home of Abraham Lincoln's family. It's also right in the heart of central Kentucky's land of bourbon, horses, and history. And that's why we have to go there. We're going to be there this summer, end of July and into August, and we're going to be chatting with Stephanie McMillin on the show today. She's the Executive Director of Springfield Tourism Commission, and she's going to tell us what's going on in summer in Springfield. And we always have such a fun time when she comes on the show, but we encourage you to go to their website, visit springfieldky.com, and check it out. We cannot wait to get there. Stephanie, hola. How are you?
Hola. I can't wait.
Hola.
I want to come over here.
We cannot wait. And so we're not going to do. We can do hola while we're here in Yuma, but when we get over to Springfield, we're going to do. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
There we go again.
Hey y'all.
So good to have you back on the show. We can't wait. The reality is happening. We're coming to Kentucky. And we're going to be there in the summer, and you promised me that would be bourbon slushy time, so it's a really good time to come out.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to leave. Nobody wants to leave after they've had one of our famous bourbon slushies.
Was that a fact? Somehow.
They don't want to leave or they can't.
Well, here, today we're at the historic Coronado Motor Hotel, you know that, and you sent the bourbon slushy recipe to us for the Craven Raven cocktail contest that we had, and the bar just stole the recipe, and they were like, we're not even putting this contest, we want it. And we had the slushy, and it's good. It's refreshing, and it's got orange juice, so it's good for us, right? Just like Bloody Marys.
Well, that's the peapaw tea, the bourbon slushy.
Oh, peapaw tea. Oh, I've got it all swirled around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay, so
what do when you're drinking bourbon?
Okay, so let's go to this is the most important thing of our conversation today. The peapaw tea has the orange juice in there. What does the slushy have?
Well, it's a icy type drink, a slushy type drink, and it's a sweet concoction with a healthy shot of bourbon. So, pretty much, it's a sugary drink with a bourbon.
Ooh, sounds good. Now, the Bourbon Trail, this is something, it's a big deal. And last time we chatted with you, it's not only bourbon happening, but you have wineries popping up in your area.
We have wineries as well as breweries popping up. So this place is becoming a lot more than just bourbon, although, bourbon is the reason why a lot of people come over here, because the process is so interesting, and the history, and of course, it's the new hot, not new, but it's the hot drink out there, and a lot of people get shocked when they see that we have rolling hills with vineyards on them, and we have homegrown breweries, and these products are really good. It's something you don't normally associate with Kentucky, but here we are.
Hey, we like it. It's, to me, you've got all of this happening, and you always say it's because you guys have such good water that it's, you can do all of this, but if you don't have good water, then the product isn't going to taste as good.
We have some of the best water. I mean, most of the towns around here, you could just bottle it right out of the tap. We have a bed of limestone that a large portion of the state sits on, and when you filter spring water through limestone, you just get really delicious tasting water, and it's hard to explain because you think water is water, but what we get is really yummy bourbons and other alcohols, as well as big strong horses, and that's what our state's built on.
Well, most of the wineries that we speak to talk about trying to find a location with limestone.
Yeah, especially for Pinot.
Mm-hmm.
Pinot Noir and all that.
Yeah.
And that's what they do in France. It's limestone is key for wine, for good wine.
Yeah.
Man. So
that explains why there's wineries.
Okay, so when we come out in the summer, we're gonna do slushies, bourbon slushies. We're gonna have beer, right? Craft brew. Okay.
I want a
wine.
bourbon snow cone.
She wants a bourbon snow cone?
Yeah, cool.
I think we can make that happen.
That'd be fun.
Have you ever done bourbon jello shots?
No. I've done some bourbon shots, but not Jello shots.
So the other thing, you have a river, the Beach Fork River. So are you ready? You're going to get the dog, and we're going to go out on the river and kayak?
Cool.
I can't wait because it is some crystal clear water out there, and you get to see some really great wildlife. The bald eagles are everywhere. I've been reporting about that for a few years now, and this year has been phenomenal for sighting bald eagles.
Cool.
We have a reservoir just like a mile and a half down the road. We saw 3 pairs the other day. I just took a picture of one last Sunday. They're everywhere. I'm so happy that they chose to make this place our home. So when we paddle down the Beach Fork River, I know you're going to see some of those. We have a lot of peregrine falcons. We have beavers and otters, of course, deer. And,
wait, did you say otters? Otters. You have otters?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Cool.
We've got a lot of people that paddle down, like to take pictures and report back to us. I have not seen it myself, although I'll probably freak out when I see one because they're so cute. And the same thing with the beavers. I was shocked the first time I saw one because they're huge.
I know.
They're huge.
You know, what you've seen here in Yuma on the Colorado River, in the wetlands, you know this area, and have the beaver come back. We saw them, we see them in the east wetlands. We saw one yesterday. And they're gnawing, like they've got the biggest teeth, man. They're just like chomping down. And then we saw them up in the west wetlands, and it's like so cool to see, and it's so good for the river. That means you are going to have a healthier ecosystem, and that Springfield's treating them good. I mean, so I've never seen a beaver before in the wild. So it was really cool to see. So I'm going to be excited to see them up in Kentucky because it's good water. They're happy, but if you have an otter too, bald eagles, I bet you have osprey too. I bet you have osprey up there.
I bet we do. I know we have the blue herons, and they always take my breath away when I see them. They're just so elegant and huge. And when they take off,
really
I swear
big.
it looks like a pterodactyl. They're huge, and they're just some of the most beautiful birds I've ever seen.
The other thing too, when you think about going out in that nature, and I've seen I want to be there for fall too. I just kind of feel like I need to keep going down, keep going back up, and we haven't even been there yet. But I'm looking at all the photos you keep posting on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm like, we got to get there. But going out into nature, and the one thing I was learning just doing some research on Kentucky, I think you have the largest preserve for elk, or the largest herd of elk in the country, that you guys saved the elk before they went away. Like there was a problem at one point, and you reintroduced this massive herd, like the largest herd or something in the country.
They just started to proliferate like nobody's business. What it was is we had coal mining in eastern Kentucky, and way back when strip mining was still permissible, it was a blight on the landscape. Well, it didn't take long for Mother Nature to reclaim it, and the wide open fields and natural shelters out there, with the existing trees, it just was a perfect habitat for these elk. And when they brought them out from out west, they just multiplied like crazy, and all of a sudden we have one of the biggest preserves in the world. And the state has even taken to design tours, and there's lodging out there. It's something I plan to go see later this year, and so maybe you can come too. I mean, it is really something that is not native to Kentucky, but we've embraced it as our own.
I love that. Well, that's the state, looking at everything you have. I mean, like you've got like Mammoth Cave isn't so far from you, and you have a lot of national parks. You have, the memorial, the Abraham Lincoln. Well, it was the very first memorial to Abraham Lincoln just down the road from you in Is it Hodgenville?
Hodgenville.
Yeah, and so in the meantime, you're sitting in the ancestral lands of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm still excited about what's going on with Glenn Burrows with Norfolk Tours over in England, and Visit Breckland with this getting you guys as sister cities with Swanton Morley over there. I mean, and he keeps posting photos, and you keep seeing Abraham Lincoln, and it's crazy because it's like somebody brought the buildings from England and put them in Springfield. It's like they're so
Isn't
similar.
it crazy? Even our two churches, they're almost mirror images.
It's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Every time he posts a photo, and then I'll see something from Stephanie, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, that's how close it is. And, so for Sister Cities, I really hope this goes well because, I mean, we're going to find ancestors. And, I want the guy from Finding Your Roots on PBS to, like, hang out with you guys.
Oh, me too.
I love that show.
I think this is really not just exciting, it's important. And it's like adding another page in the history books as far as we are the living history. People here are in the same area. It's the cousins across the pond concept. And when it does come together, I mean, how great is that? And then connected by one of the most famous historical figures.
I know.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't. We've got politics now, and everybody's like carrying on. I don't want to get into that at all. But I'm just going to say you can't do that to Abraham Lincoln. He was cool. He was a cool dude.
Well, he was known as Honest Abe.
He was like,
he
was the man of integrity.
Right.
And I know we did this. We talked about that on our anniversary Champagne Sunday show this January, and Steve Schneikert, our Hollywood historian, did that whole Keys of Excellence, the integrity with him. And I think that's what's so exciting. Sometimes to go back into history and reclaim those values. Sometimes we need that, in life to look at because it was harder back then. It was harder living, back then. And so I think when you
absolutely
look at standing up for, I know, and look at it. It's amazing, and it's so interesting because now you guys are the Commonwealth. So the Commonwealth was. Can you give me a little? Because I haven't been there.
Actually mean?
Yeah, like help because I'm researching Kentucky and it's like the Commonwealth state, but then I was like, I thought Commonwealth was kind of connected to Virginia. What's happening with that?
Well, we used to be a part of Virginia. We were carved out of Virginia, and back in the pioneer days, this was out west. And as the state began to form into the counties of the Commonwealth, this is where Springfield is. We became the first county in the Commonwealth, named after the first president, Washington. And we're not the first county in the state, before it was called a Commonwealth. But there's just a few states in the Union that use that term. But, it's not so different from any other state.
Okay.
As far as the government organization.
But you're like the oldest county, right? You're in Kentucky itself now. You're the oldest county.
In the Commonwealth, yes.
In the Commonwealth,
and then
yes,
and that's
Springfield
why we're
is
named
the county
Washington
seat.
County.
And then you're the county seat. Okay, so Springfield's got a lot of history, and it looks like so much is going on. When you go downtown, tell us what it's like to just walk downtown, because it looks like you got shoe stores. I see shoes all the time, and Mordecai's. I see food from Mordecai's all the time, and I want to go because, like it. Every time I see you post that, I'm like, "What are you doing, Stephanie? You're making me hungry."
Well, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised that such a little town has such a wonderful, well-rounded restaurant, and people come from all over the area just to get our seafood buffet. It's amazing. We have the best crab legs. But the downtown area is a small, incredibly well-preserved, turn-of-the-century downtown area. And we have just about everything located right here. We have our city hall and our judicial center and a lot of really cute shops. And we have an inordinate amount of hair salons for a tiny town. So if anybody has a bad hair day, fear not. You can just go about knock on any door and get your hair done.
Well, we're coming. They need to help us. And can they take care of my eyebrows? Because apparently I've been told over and over that needs help.
Oh my goodness! Yes, and plus there's a couple places around here that are into eyelashes, like eyelash extensions. I'm thinking about that too.
What?
Oh,
Extend your
cool.
eyelash?
You
Kid,
can't.
what about people that do
Yeah.
the permanent makeup so we don't ever have to do it again?
Oh, the wake up in your makeup.
Wake up in your makeup.
Ooh, I love that concept, but I don't know anything about that.
What happens when you age?
They tattoo. It's like a tattoo of
Tattoo.
Yeah, of eyeshadow and eyeliner. And you're right. When you're 90, you wake up and you're like, you look like Alice Cooper.
Uh-oh.
And you can't get rid of it.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't. Okay, you've seen those Facebook things where people have tattoos and then later in life they're like, oopsie.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, let's get it moving right along. Let's go back to Main Street.
Drop down.
Yeah, we don't want any drop downs. So beauty shops, good food, shoe stores. Do you have antiques?
We have quite a few antique stores around here. We even have a hidden antique store that I'll be happy to show you if you come over here. But we have really old antiques and good pricing too. I've been shopping, East Coast and West Coast, especially out there in Arizona, and it's a whole different crop of things over here than you see out west. So I think when you come out here, you're going to be surprised at how old some of these antiques really are.
In looking at what's happening in the summer, everyone, again, you can go to visit springfieldky.com. You've got a lot of events, it seems like, but the theater is still rocking it, man. It's like there's My Way. You've got Central Kentucky Theater. The main stage presents My Way. This is Nancy. That's Nancy's favorite saying.
Bring it my way.
And it's in the middle of June 14th through 16th, 21st to 23rd. And so, a lot happening on the theater and the film festivals too.
Yes. Well, My Way, I'm looking forward to it because I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, and it's going to be a compilation of songs done by some very, very talented musicians, and we have the fourth film festival in a year, which is really kind of groundbreaking. But there's so much good new product being made out there. We have taken it and divided it into categories. So the one this summer is the second one, and it's an all-genre film festival. And then the others are the Horror Film Festival, Christian, and then TV and New Media, which is geared towards streaming services like Hulu and Netflix, those kind of services.
Oh, I love this. When we come up to see you, remember when we were talking to James Bond III, who puts the festivals together, the film festivals. Remember we said that we were going to make our own video and like our own movie with you guys because you have the sound stage and everything. And I remember the conversation had bats in there for some reason, but are you still prepared to make a movie with us, Stephanie? And we'll
as prepared as I'm ever going to be.
Okay, but that only comes after we play cornhole. Now, I have to tell you, I think we saw cornhole the other day. I'm going to send you a photo. So there was a festival going on downtown, Art Beat Festival, downtown here in Yuma, Arizona, and so they had giant, chess games going on, like these, we have to stand and pick up your big piece and put it down in another square.
Okay.
But then there was these other people, and I think Nancy and I are going, is that cornhole? So it was like a board going up with a hole in it, and it's tilted up, right, on the street, flat, but the board's going up, and then people are throwing bags of, assuming bean bags of corn, and they're throwing them into this hole. So is that cornhole?
That is cornhole. In fact, we had the first cornhole tournament while I was there at the Yuma Civic Center.
That's right. We've been talking cornhole for years, but we've never got it.
I have a funny feeling you were responsible for the cornhole coming to Yuma.
Did you start it?
Yes.
I do it.
See, okay, so but that's connected to bourbon, right? Or you don't use corn?
Well, I don't know if it's connected to bourbon, but of course, we use corn in bourbon. It has to be 51% corn and more. So there is a lot of corn grown around here.
Oh, pretty cool.
But
Very
cornhole is huge around here.
You've got the giggles again. Well, okay, because to me it looks like we could have fun. That needs to be like a bourbon slushy day of cornholing.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Don't you think? Take a sip.
I think so.
And cornhole.
We can make
and cornhole. She's lost it. She's totally lost it, Stephanie. I don't know what it is, but But I think that's what we need to do. We need to do that. Can we do that? Or is it normally at events that you're doing it in cornhole up in Springfield now?
No. Cornhole is another popular pastime, just like horseshoes would be. So play cornhole anytime you want it.
Okay, cool. I also see that you have a chamber golf scramble. See, are you in there? Because you got us to do our first golf lesson. So you've introduced us to cornhole and golfing.
Actually, I'm going to be doing the African American Heritage Golf Scramble, which is coming up in July.
Okay, that's when I was looking at. Yeah, July. Oh, I was looking at June 27th. Oh, I see it. Yeah, July 27th. So we might be there in time for that. And so we could go and cheer you on. We'll cheer you on.
And you know what? If you're gonna be here for that, the very next day is the Mountain Music Jam, and that is just like our own little micro version of Coachella, but it's for country music, and it's in literally the middle of a cell phone black hole. You will not have cell phone service or GPS, but it is one of the best music festivals locally. And you sit under the shade the whole time because it's rows of, I believe they're pecan trees. And
nice.
There's a stage that's built that's permanent and looks like a general store front porch, and just have a series of players that come up. And it's just the best. And now it's grown so much. There's all kinds of food trucks that are there, and you just bring a blanket or some chairs and hang out all day long.
And
cool.
and here, having no cell service is great because no one can film you being silly and put it out to the internet until
That's
you
right.
find out and tell them, no, you will not do that. No blackmailing allowed.
That's
I
right.
love that,
I mean, just take your shoes off and dance in the grass.
We like that. Now, what I do know is that we probably will be there in time for the 16th African American Heritage Festival. Is that in downtown Springfield? Where's that?
Yes, it's downtown Springfield, right on Main Street. And that is one of the largest festivals we have in Springfield. And we're very proud of this tradition. It brings the whole community together, and we have some of the best food and music again.
Cool.
And then the Holy Rosary Picnic, what's that about? That's August 3rd.
Well, the summertime is when a lot of people have get-togethers and picnics and festivals, and the Holy Rosary brings out a lot of people in this community. The Catholics migrated from Maryland down to Kentucky, and this is one of the places that they settled. And so when Holy Rosary has a picnic, it's huge.
Wow. So, and that goes because it's the Holy Land. You're in the Holy Land.
Yes, we have the oldest churches west of the Alleghenies, and so we actually have a really unique tour called Let the Spirits Move You, and it is a tour mixed with churches and distilleries.
See, I think we'll have to live there now. This is great, because I think that's how it should be.
It sounds like my kind of state.
I know. Now, what about Civil War history? I know we've touched on this before, but that's something why people come through your area too, because you've got a lot of history that way.
We do. Right next to us is Perryville, and there's a battlefield there where every summer there's a Civil War reenactment, and we have information about local areas with Civil War ties that you can pick up. Everything's free, information and map-wise at the Opera House. We have Camp Taylor, which is maybe 30 minutes down the road, and that also is the oldest African-American Civil War camp. And it's very well preserved, and it just a few months ago was given the designation of a National Historical Site.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And then also, we need to do that when we come up there.
For sure.
Also, you've got the history.
I said Camp Nelson. I mean, Taylor. I'm sorry. It's Camp Nelson. Camp Nelson.
Camp Nelson. Yes, Camp Nelson. I saw that on the list. When I saw all the updates of what was going on with, we've got a lot of heritage areas and a lot of different updates that happened recently. And I saw Camp Nelson. I went, oh my gosh, that's a place we're covering. You have so much deep history, and you're near the Trail of Tears and things like that too, which is pretty brutal history, but it's history that needs to be there. We need to be able to see and know and keep that preserved so that we don't make the same mistakes again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And it seems that from where you're at in Springfield, that you're close to everything. It just seems like you're not far from Nashville. You're not far from the Smoky Mountains. You're like in the heart of like a whole bunch of cities being circled around you. But you're in the country.
We are strategically located. Yeah, I mean, we're the geographical center of the state, and also where Kentucky is, we are, so centrally located. You really can drive almost anywhere in half a day. So I love where we are. Lots of stuff to do, but then I also love the fact that you can get in the car and totally, change your latitude and attitude in just a few hours.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. We're excited. And the covered bridge. I saw that. Weren't you guys doing like a restoration project for the covered bridge? You have?
Oh, it's completed, and I can't wait for you to see it. It's Mount Zion and covered bridge. It is the longest covered bridge in the state of Kentucky, and it's totally been what's the proper word? They didn't do anything that wasn't original, and it's completely rebuilt using the same exact building techniques as they used when it was first built. You can't drive across it, but you can walk around it and see. It's a really beautiful piece, and we're very proud of it.
I can't wait to see this because I've never really done a covered bridge other than in Yosemite area on this one farm. In Digony Reserve, they make cider, so of course, we went there. Hard cider, and organic apples, and
that's what we do.
It was great. But they had a little covered bridge on their farm that you drove over to get to the tasting room. That's the only time I've seen a covered bridge in my life. So I've never seen and I know there are people that travel just to see covered bridges. There's people who write books about covered bridges. It's kind of like the barn quilt tour, people that go for specific things like that. And I know people who travel according to bridges. It's amazing, So I want to see a covered bridge. Go over it.
We get a lot of people from out of state that ask about specifically Mount Zion covered bridge. So we're so glad that the time and money and the effort was put into it to preserve it correctly, because there was a time when it really was old and rickety. It could have fallen into the river at any time, and now it's going to be around for a long time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
Now, you're also part of that transcontinental bicycle trail, right, where people go right across the country through Springfield on their bicycles. Do you see people doing that? I mean, it seems like the cycling trend is going crazy. Yeah. Ooh,
yeah,
cool.
The Transamerica bike route goes right through Springfield, and it's amazing how many people from all across the globe that it brings. Last year we saw people from France, we saw Tibet, of course, all over the United States, and they, back and forth. They're not just going one direction. We had people that had come from San Francisco, China, all over. And in fact, it'd probably be easier to name where they have been coming from. So
wow.
We love to see them come through Springfield. Yeah, and they stop by and take pictures. We welcome them over here to stay and take shelter. We have some really nice places. Our Idle Hour Park is used heavily by the bicyclists. So when they come through here, we love talking to them and hear their stories. And a lot of times we get their blog information, and they take some great pictures around here.
Nice. So it's Trans-America. I said transcontinental. I don't know where my mind was, but Trans-America Bicycle Trail. I'm asking this because our friend Jim Ostick, he cycled across the country, cycled the perimeter of the country and walked across the country. Now he started a Facebook group called Just Bike Racks, and people are posting bike racks from all over the place to show, kind of raise the attention to the need of them. So that there's a bigger cycling community, so we're less, we're not putting as much, fumes in the world with cars, and that we, take a bicycle ride, and that cities and places do that. So
I want a shoe rack.
I know, but
for people who walk.
So when we come out there, we're going to be looking for bicycle racks and gazebos too, by the way.
Well, we have just put up, courtesy of the Hale family in honor of Steve Hale, they have just put up 3 separate bicycle maintenance and repair stations, the ones that just stay up all the time, and they have the tools that are tethered, and anybody who needs it can just come and work on their bike for free.
Wow. Cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I like that. They had that in one beach community, Lucadia. I saw that where they do that, and that's important, man.
That's cool.
So, man, always something good. Now, Stephanie, this is important. It's time to play Spontaneous. Are you ready?
I always come in last on this. Oh no, I'm scared now.
Oh no, I win hands down. I've been butt panned so many times. We've
already had 2 butt pans on the show today. And,
oh gosh. Okay.
I know. Okay, so I think you should start with giving Nancy a word. How about that? And everyone, Spontaneous is a song game. It's a board game, but we play it on the radio show all the time. And check it out at songgame.com. But it's so much fun. And I tell you, Rob, you've been on shows with Rob Ridgway, the creator, right? He's in Nashville.
Yeah.
And he's sponsored all these backstage Grand Ole Opry shows, and so whenever we have to come and see him and you at the same time because you're not that far. But anyway,
we should have a radio reunion.
Cool.
Okay, in person.
I like that.
In person. And I think we need Glenn to come over and hang out from England. I think he should come over. He said he's going to see if he can. I think he needs, and I think he needs to make sure.
I think we should all go over there.
Okay. Love your parks tour. See, we can go anywhere with that. And his wife makes the best cheese cones, so that's important. Cheese cones that are done well are really important to one's diet.
They're so good.
And England has Mississippi ice creams with little chocolate flakes in it, so we need to do that. We could do the taste of the two sister cities. That's really important that we report on that, on your food and their food.
Oh yeah,
don't you think? I know.
Yes,
I
totally agree.
So Spontaneous, a song game, is we give you a word, and then you have to come up with 5 lyrics. From a song, 5 words, so that include that word. So I think you should start, Stephanie, by giving Nancy a word, and then we play the clock for 10 seconds going tick, 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 tick. So are you ready? Give Nancy a word.
Oh, gosh. How about bourbon?
In a song?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What's that song? One scotch, one bourbon, and you got beer. 3 hours and 1 beer. One scotch, 1 bourbon, 1 beer.
Yeah, there is a song like that. I think
George Thorogood. 1 scotch, 1 bourbon, 1 beer. Down, 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 down.
1 for my baby,
I think we could...
1 more for the road. That's another song.
But 1 scotch, 1 bourbon, 1 beer. It sounds like someone's going to have a really good headache the next morning. So I think we'll let you have that, Nancy.
Thank you. I deserve it.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, now do I get to give
Stephanie a word?
Oh, no.
Whole.
Oh, gosh.
Whole.
Oh, we're back to the corn. Oh, my gosh. That's what it is.
What are you saying? I can't hear you.
Hole.
Hole.
H-O-L-E, like cornhole.
Or W-H-O-L-E.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you could do either one.
It could be either one.
You ready? Here it goes. Tick-tock.
Okay. Oh, gosh. I don't... I don't know.
Stephanie, I'm sorry, but this has to happen.
There's only one song I could think of. There's a hole in my bucket.
No, here's you saw the whole of the world.
Oh, he's got the whole
World
in his hands.
Stephanie, it has
Isn't
to
that
happen.
W-
And now, a butt pan moment. Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! You're a butt pan!
You're really not, Stephanie. You rock.
I'm a backhand again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. So you can give me a word, Stephanie, because I don't want Nancy to give me a word.
Okay, corn.
Well done.
Corn on the mountain and corn in my eyes. There's corn everywhere. I don't even play the thing. Oh, Nancy's all Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's good.
That's good, huh?
Okay, God. Oh my gosh. So, we had to. It's Friday. We're supposed to have fun like this,
I don't think there's
Yeah.
another song with corn in it.
Okay.
Although the corn grows so high as an elephant's eye. That's from some musical. Steve will know.
No.
My God.
Where's Steve?
It's
You
all
should be
what
playing
it-
this with us.
It's all what a beautiful morning, all what a beautiful day, blah, blah.
Steve never gets it wrong. He always has it. Steve Schneikert,
Yeah.
Hollywood History
Yeah.
Man, he always gets it right. Like
Yeah.
immediately, he said Oklahoma, Nancy. He's messaging me. It's like Oklahoma.
Okay.
See, Steve, you should call in so we could give you a word because you'll get it right no matter
Yeah.
what it is. He really should. Steve, you should call in.
Oh, we'll have a new show. Let's mess with Steve.
I know, the Steve Show. We'll do that. So, Stephanie, can we play Spontaneous at the same time as Cornhole? We could do that.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
think it'll be a first, and we should film it.
No, Priscilla, the sock monkey, gets to do that. Are you prepared that Priscilla's going to blog about our trip to Springfield? Is that scaring you yet?
Oh, no, her boyfriend's here, remember?
Oh. She's got
She
boyfriends
needs to get
everywhere,
a new
man.
dress. She needs to get a new dress.
Yes, she does. Well, okay. So we can take her to the shoe store because she needs help with her shoes.
Okay.
Her shoes keep falling off, and that's a problem.
So do the rest of her clothes.
So we need to go to the shoe store, and I know that you have shoes in downtown. You've got one of the best shoe stores in Springfield. Cool.
I can't believe how many pairs of shoes I've bought from over there because the price is unbeatable. Unbeatable.
Cool.
Wow.
I know. People have to hold me back from going in there.
Okay. Last question. I want the perfect. You're going to take one full day off. We're coming up, right? So
Yeah.
give me one day of what it's going to be like. We're going to come hang out with you, and you're going to take a tour bus of people because we're all going to, have a good time in Springfield. So coming up, one summer day in Springfield, what would the day look like? Where are we having breakfast?
Well,
let's start there.
if it were on a Sunday, I would say Mordecai's has the best brunch ever. It's just incredible. You'll want to go home and take a nap afterwards, but I'm going to load you in the car after the brunch and probably take you to St. Rose, and it's the oldest church that we have here in the county, and it's beautiful. Most of the interior came from Europe, and then we would go to some of the natural areas that, like our reservoirs and rivers, so you can see some of the wildlife. And I would bring you back into Springfield for a tour around the Lincoln Legacy Museum and to peep into some of the antique stores.
Very cool. I like this.
Antique peeping.
Yeah, I like this. I like this whole idea. Well, I can't wait to go there because, we've never done it. I mean, we've never been anywhere in your region.
Nope.
You've got bourbon. You've got horses, and I love to see horses just run free and be. And I love to see, just this whole history part of it. And I know that Holly Henson from Family History Expos, which you've been on shows with, she is waiting for us to go and dig into family history. And I think we really should. Abraham Lincoln is that, right? We should get into that. But that's her big thing. And we need to get into the genealogy and let people know about, the kind of, I think we need to get into names, and go to cemetery. You have historic cemeteries, right? We can go to a historic cemetery.
We have so many of them that we have constructed a map because this place,
really?
right here with Dead Center, yes, we actually have the oldest active courthouse west of the Alleghenies, and the records are open to the public, and people come here specifically for genealogy work because they can go to the courthouse as well as the churches who've also kept really detailed records. So this is a hub for genealogy work.
Okay.
Awesome.
And it's got to be a good thing because also when you think about everybody going west, like you were saying, there's this history. It's one of those original states, the oldest, this is, we have Native American history that predates any of us. You know what I mean?
Hello?
That's your ancient history, right? So when you look at, but this is like when America's being developed. I was looking at the date of Springfield, and Springfield.
Are you there?
Yes. Are you there? Uh-oh.
Did you go?
I think we went away. Are you there, Stephanie? Something happened.
Hello?
Hello, Stephanie?
Are you there?
Can you hear us? Well, I think we're going to play some music because I don't know what's going on. So here it is. We're going to play Lazy River. I don't know if people can hear us or not, so I don't know what's going on. But we're going to play Lazy River from Town Mountain, and this is off of their album, New Freedom Blues. So I don't know if you can hear us, but we're going to play it anyway, and hopefully we'll reconnect with Stephanie. We'll see her soon, and everyone, you can keep up with Stephanie and also go to Springfield, learn more about Springfield. Go to visitspringfieldky.com and go from there. So anyway, here it is, Lazy River, because that's what we're going to do with Stephanie. We're going to float down the river.
Miles from home, red dirt stains my feet, carving out and living on a mountainside so steep. Promised all the things, money could own. Now the only thing he wants is to be gone. Rise up with the morning, soon to be gone. Bound for the Gulf, then on down to Galveston. We're holding down. It's hard to toe the line. Tell the captain farewell, adios. Crystal Springs, sparkle and shine. Gold in the banks, buried in time. Leave the rush of water, lazy river roll. Swanee, oh Swanee, Swanee, take me home. It ain't true, it's lies he will tell. Coins lost long ago, further on down south. Boats on the river, shallow what up from the ground. Left fortune to those who desire. shine. Gold in the banks, buried in time. Leave the rushing water on a lazy river road. Swanee, oh Swanee, Swanee, take me home. Take me home.